Oh, there we go. Okay. Ignore the background noises. Sorry. Can't do anything about that now. The door before you slowly drew shut. You could no longer hear the raucous sounds of men from within the den. The faint scent of cigarette smoke, however, lingered in the air. Staring vaguely at the closed door, you noticed something was amiss. The maid, who has been holding your hand, was no longer at your side. You glanced around, but she was nowhere in sight. Down the corridor stretched only darkness. Not having anticipated this, you were unsure how to react. What's the matter? Who is that? Ooh, the music is good though. You lost, or are you trying to take in the sights? A voice called out to you, but it was not of the maid's voice. Caught off guard, you spun around, confused in search of the source. Where are you looking? I'm over here. Hey, there you go. A little more to the left. Following the voice instructions, you found yourself facing a wall. You look like you have just seen a ghost. Are you a mirror or something? Hey now, come on, don't turn away. Yep, you got it. I'm the one talking to you. The voice was coming from within the painting. Okay, painting. When you had... Wow, that music is kinda loud actually. Huh. When you had passed by this wall on your way to the third door, a magnificent landscape painting has been hanging there. Hold on. I need to fix the sound. Crap. Just give me a minute. Damn, it's all the way to 100. Okay, we're back. Backlog. On your way to the third door, a magnificent landscape painting has been hanging there, but now the canvas was a deep shade of black, as if it had been dipped into a vat of ink. The man in the painting. It's been a while since I talked to anyone. So tell me, can you hear me alright? Can't you? Splendid. It's been so long since I had a conversation. I was afraid I might have forgotten how to talk. How long have you been here? So tell me, who might you be? You don't know? Yeah, we don't know who we are. Well, isn't that quite the pickle? Then how about we have a little chat, eh? You got yourself turn around and aren't sure where to go, yeah? Well, I'll be happy to tell you anything I can, just ask away. The painting sounded rather high-spirited. Perhaps he was simply excited to have the opportunity to speak with someone. Wait, who's narrating then? These gray texts are normally narrated by the maid, so... Who's narrating this? So you decided you would ask the painting a few questions. The maid isn't here. So who... is a choice. Hold on, let me save. God lord, I'm using up these saves. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna go back to this one and I guess it's too late to do that. I guess you could always look up, like, what the other choice for that was. Although I doubt anything will change. So I have a few questions I could ask. Who is the maid? What is this place? Who am I? Who are you? Well, if I ask who am I, the painting would not know who I am. That makes no sense. If I ask who's the maid, what is this place? Who are you? Those are logical questions, because at least the painting could answer those. I'm interested in who the maid is, so let's go with that. If anything, I'll go back and ask more questions. Might as well ask her that directly. Well, the thing about that is... But she won't say until you regain your old self. I see. Well, in that case, if you want to know, you know what you gotta do. It's entirely up to you whether you make an ally or an enemy out of her. There's no guaranteeing she even right in the head. You never know. Maybe you're not the only one who hasn't found themselves. Oh, it's eliminated that question. Okay, never mind, I don't need to go back. Who am I then? Just cause you don't know who you are doesn't mean you can go around asking other people. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I am not a person, you say. Well, no, you're right, but I'm not gonna know anything about you that you can't tell me yourself. I mean, from where I'm standing, you look almost like a walking cloud of shadows. Am I the beast? I can't even tell you what you look like. The maid who was with you before, didn't she call you master? I see, but the question is, which era's master are you? How many doors have you been through? 3 doors, eh? And those, did you see any of them bring back anything? Did any of them bring back anything? Bring anything? Yeah, okay, whatever. Well, it's not an easy thing recovering yourself. Or maybe you weren't behind any of those 3 doors. Yeah, that's gotta be it. That was your first time witnessing those tragedies. Yours is another door. Oh, so tell me, how do you feel looking behind those doors? Was it frightening, saddening, heart-wrenching? Well, let me tell you something. You were able to bear them because they weren't your tragedies. If the next door you open is yours, will you be able to bear it? Probably not. Will you be able to accept your own tragedy? It's one thing seeing others suffering, but your own. If you have to face emotions you wanted to keep buried, secrets you wanted to keep hidden away, and pain you wanted to forget, do you think you'll be able to accept them as your own? If you can't, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't accuse you of running if you choose not to reclaim your old self. Nothing's wrong with erasing your memory if it was so bad you didn't want to face it in the first place. Let it be rewritten as someone else's story. That'll make it a whole lot easier on you. Yeah, but it wouldn't be your story. 'Cause you never know, the most unfortunate tale of all may as well be your own. Or perhaps that goes for everything about you. That goes for everything about you. You won't know till you see it. Well, that's true enough. But once you do, there might not be any turning back. Or do you mean to reclaim your old self no matter the cost? If you do, if you're sincerely prepared to do that, then be wary of the tale that comes next. Any tragedy that seems too beautiful to be real is precisely that. A fabrication. Where have I heard this before? You're Jacob! Jacob say that too. Something like that. If it turns out you're someone from behind the next door, then perhaps you're my... Who are you? Okay, so there is a pattern for this. Me, well, as you can see, I'm a painting. Nice. Why did I end up as a painting? Hard to say. Maybe I was reborn as a painting because I used to really like art. Though there are things I painted that I wish I hadn't. Maybe that regret is what turned me into this. Hopefully I get the chance to apologize to him about that. Are you the painter from the first door? Anywho, no point in getting into any more detail than that. Wouldn't it mean anything to you? So enough about me. Alright, you don't know anything about yourself. Ashamed that. Alright then. A favor for you, since you can't tell me about yourself. If you run into him, could you tell him that I really regretted what I did? I know I should tell him myself, but well, as you can see, I'm stuck here. Can't move an inch, so I've gotta ask for help. I feel absolutely terrible about painting that picture. I know, yeah, the deadline was way past on that one, but that's what make it regret. Yeah, what? But that's what make it regret, yeah? 'Cause you can't take it back. By the time I had realized it was too late, he was already dead. Okay, maybe you're not the painter. He's long since passed away. Okay, maybe you're the painter. How are you supposed to give a dead fellow a message? Well, for all you know, the dead could be wandering these halls too. So please, if you come across him, tell him that I said that. That I didn't mean any harm with that painting. Or maybe you are him. What is this place? Oof, talk about some hard-hitting questions. I'm probably not the one who will be able to answer that for you. I don't have a very deep connection to this mansion, you see. I swear it, I got nothing to gain from lying, do I? It's my regrets that have turned me into this. I wasn't summoned here by no one. That said, there is one thing I can tell you. This place summons people. People who have ties to something that had happened long ago. No one knows anything even happened. I didn't know either till she told me. Who is she? The maid? Though I haven't the foggiest how much of it is true or not. Are you there? Are you here? What? Are you here because you were summoned by her? Or did you come here of your own will to find someone. If you came here of your own violation, then and you weren't summoned by her, then mayhaps you'll be the one who can break the curse. Haven't talked that much in a long time, it feels great. And now that I got that out of my system, I should be able to get some good sleep. You're probably still wandering in the dark right now, but I really hope you find the outcome you want. And I mean that. You can either reclaim your old self or you can toss it aside. The choice is yours either way. Now, since it looks like your escort isn't showing up, what do you plan to do next? How about taking a look around the place since you've got a little free time? Could be you come across some things you wouldn't with her around. Alright, if you're gonna go exploring, I got the perfect thing. Stick your hand into the canvas, would you? Why? The painting was still wrapped in an impenetrable darkness. A perfect all-consuming void. The man had told you to put your hand into it. You reach into the frame because refusing is just boring. You extended your hand for the painting. Maybe he'll give me a lamp or something to shine in the darkness. The moment your fingertips brush against the darkness, it swallowed your entire hand up to the wrist. No, not there. What? That tickles. What? A little to the right. What? As the man in the painting had instructed, you grope around the inside of the darkness. Before long, you felt something hard at your fingertip. Is it a lamp? Clenching the object, you withdrew your hand. Your arm was still intact. Good. You spread your fingers, and there you found a key. A key. Ooh, key. Nice. That tickled. Don't ever talk about that again. With that key, you can access the master bedroom. Oh. A while back, she tossed it into me. The damn litter bug. So yeah, it ain't mine. Don't worry about giving it back, however. Okay, sorry about that. I bet there's something worth seeing in there, if she felt the need to toss that key. Alright, well, I'm gonna get some sleep. You take care. If you happen to learn my name, come pay me another visit. Should the fancy strike you. Yeah, that sounds like something Jacob would say. Oh, he's gone. Having said that, the painting fell quiet. In your hand lay a small key. It seemed rather antique and vaguely familiar. Silence once again drew over the corridor. You stood there all alone, no sign of the maid. After considering it for a few moments, you decided to explore the mansion on your own. Damn. That's a lot of places. Go to the entrance, fireplace, then Rose garden. Downstairs to the cellar, library, stained glass window. Go to the master's bedroom. So the master's bedroom looked like the place we need to go, but I want to explore from top to bottom. Let's go to the entrance first, because I'm betting this is... I will be able to make those choices again. You made your way to the mansion's entrance. There was no one around, nor any source of light. Groping through the darkness, you found the front door, which was sealed shut with a heavy bar. You pressed against the bar, but it remained firmly in place. The door did not budge either. It seemed you could not leave the mansion. Burn the witch. Crucify the impure. When you made to step away from the entrance, you heard a muffled voice. You look around, but they were unable to determine the source of the voice. Okay. Nor could you be sure whom you had heard either. Giving up on finding anything at the entrance, you decided to head somewhere else. But there was a voice, though. Are there people outside? Okay, fireplace. You made your way to the room with the fireplace. What remained of the fire crackled weakly, leaving the room in a veil of darkness. You remember that you had awoken here. Out of sheer curiosity, you sat down in the rocking chair where you had been asleep. Creak, creak, creak. It was as soothing as cradle to a baby. And in a short order, you found your consciousness drifting from your grasp. Oh, don't fall asleep. Reading a story by the fireplace like this almost makes it feel like we're in another world, doesn't it, Master? I bet that's why troubadour performs at pubs, so they can be near the fire. Oh, you're such a cynic. Is this the maid? But that's okay. Yeah, that is the maid. Say, do you remember when I first arrived here? When I was cleaning the library? Oh, memories run fast. Your eyelids slowly slid open. Your eyes slowly slid open. Fragments of a pleasant dream lingered in the back of your mind. The crackling of fire, the taste of warm wine. However, there was nothing pleasant about the fireplace sitting before you. No warmth, crackling flames. No warm, crackling flames. In fact, the brisk air of the room overpowered the remnants of the embers left there. A chill ran down your spine. Afraid you might freeze stiff if you stayed there much longer, you resume your exploration of the mansion. Okay. Go to the den. This is where Jacob was at. The scent of cigarette smoke lingered in the den. However, the room was silent. Not even an echo of the men's chattering remained. Something was moving. The billet barrels. There was no one present to strike the balls. They rolled spontaneously around the table. The paths they traced across the surface were rough and erratic, contrasting that of when the former master had held the cue. The spheres collided awkwardly with one another, not a single one coming close to the pockets. As an experiment, you pull a ball off the table. In response, the path of the ball became even clumsier. Having lost one of their targets, they began bouncing aimlessly off the cushioned wall of the table. As you stared intently at the table, a man's voice rang out from somewhere in the room. Spinning around, you saw a silhouette of a man. However, you could not make out what the man was saying. That's Jacob. The man thrusted his finger at the table. He appeared to want you to return the ball. You reluctantly placed the billet ball back on the table. When you did, the balls resumed endlessly colliding with one another, never landing in any of the pockets. You look up to find that the shadow had gone. Having determined that the maid was not going to appear in the den, you exited the room, making your way into the corridor. Okay. Go outside to the rose garden. This is where we're gonna find Mel. Here, look at your head is covered with roses. Mel, I'm guessing. Girl's voice. Oh, Nelly, you got petals on the book. This isn't mine, I can't afford to. Though you could hear the sound of children laughing, you could not see them. Regardless, their cheerful voices warm your heart. You decided to linger there in the garden for some time. Along with the children's laugh wafted a sweet fragrance. The wind blew, whisking the flower petals up into the air. It was an enchanting sight. Oh, but after a while the roses began to wilt. You could no longer hear the children's voices either. A young man stood alone in the withered rose garden. As you drew nearer, you called out to the youth. But the young man did not appear to notice you. He merely stood there, staring vacantly across the garden. The youth muttered something in a lifeless voice. This isn't what I wanted. I just wanted a normal, peaceful life. I can't bear being alone. I can't take this. Someone get me out of here. Oh God, tell me that I am not the bad one here. You tried to call out to the young man several times, but he did not seem to hear you. He simply continued muttering to himself. Before long, the huge shadow faded into nothing. Unable to bear the chilly air any longer, you stepped back into the mansion. Go downstairs to the cellar where we're gonna meet the beasts, I'm guessing. This is where the beast was, right? When you descended into the cellar, you heard a beast-like snarling. Along with it came a sour odor and the sound of ripping flesh. You could not see the beast, but that did not make it any less unpleasant. You made to retreat from the cellar. But before you could, a shadowy creature lunged at you. You reflectively squeezed your eyes shut. Why was that your reflex? And not to run away. After several moments, you open your eyes again to find a silhouette of a man standing in place of the beast. Yukimasa. You and the shadow stared at one another for some time. You asked the shadow a question and the shadow responded. However, you had no idea what it said, because he spoke a different language. The shadow seemed to be trying to communicate something to you, but trying to make sense of something you could not understand was pointless. Having no reason to remain in the cellar any longer, you made your way back upstairs. That was short, but go to the library. I don't think we met anybody in the library. The smell of dusty books filled the air of the library. You approached the shelf to examine one of the books, and suddenly an avalanche of them came falling to the floor. You stared blankly at the mountain of books. They had fallen down on their own, but they showed no signs of putting themselves away. Since no one else was there to do it, you began placing the books back on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, a dozen. And as soon as you had gotten them all back up, they came crashing back down again. You wished very much to implore the maid's assistance, but she did not appear to be in the area. Pretending you had not seen anything, you made your way back into the hallway. Okay. Let's go see the stained glass window. You approach the stained glass window. An array of pews that was arranged facing the stained glass. There seemed to be an air of tranquility about the room. You sat down in one of the pews and stared quietly forward for some time. For a moment you felt like you were on the verge of recalling something, but ultimately the memory never managed to surface. The maid, hold on, let me make sure I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. The maid did not appear to be there. Where could she have gone? You decided to resume exploring the mansion. The maid was not there. Go to the master bedroom before I call the maid. You inserted the key you had been given into the door's keyhole, and with a twist the door opened. The master bedroom was shrouded in darkness, much like every other room in the mansion. It had evidently been left unused for some time. The air in the room was stale and forlorn. Master. A voice seemed to ring out from somewhere. Come on, get up. Up with you. Master. Ooh. Short hair. See, what did I tell you? It was so much nicer in here with a little light. It is so much nicer in here with a little light. Without warning, your whole world took on bright, vivid colors. Oh, that song is beautiful. Light streamed through the window, illuminating a well-lit bedroom. The woman's silhouette stood before you. Wait a second. Wait a sec. Don't hide under your bedsheet. Bedspread. Get out of there. Oh, but master, you agreed that I could open the windows. Don't worry, I put the curtains up. If it gets too bright, you can draw them. Morning takes the best parts of Morning takes the best parts of being outside and squeeze them all into the same few hours. You don't have to go outside in the sunlight for it either. Just listen to all the wonderful sounds. The joyous sound of the birds, the swaying of the trees, the rustling of leaves. You tried to call out to the silhouette, but it did not respond. Is that the maid? Reaching out for her, your hand simply passed through her body. It did not seem to be you that she was speaking to. Perhaps you were looking at a scene from some other period of time. Am I being pushy as I feel right now? I completely misjudged you. You're the exact opposite of what I thought you were. Let's see. I thought you were cold and cruel. Damn. Heartless and incomprehensible. Damn. But I'm beginning to get a better idea. You try to put on airs, but you really are rather childish. You have a short temper, but that can be surprisingly playful. What else? You have a pretty difficult personality too. Now, hear me out here. That's not everything. You gave me a chance to talk and you listened intently. You can be kinda nice too. We agreed that we could live together, not just in the same house. So we got plenty of time to add more to the list. Wait, what? We agreed that we would live together, not just in the same house, so we got plenty of time to add more to the list. And I hope you can make your own list about me too. This is just the beginning after all. We got a long time ahead of us. Plenty enough to get to know each other, no? Let's not waste any time then. What do you say we do something today that we haven't been able to do before? Okay, whatever. Where should we begin? Oh, I know, we can get this place cleaned up. Now that there is some actual light in here, we can see all sorts of things that we'd probably rather not. Like dust. All over the place. When the woman's shadow faded away, the master bedroom transformed back into its old dreary state. Master, can you say my name? What's her name? Morgana? Or Michael? You weren't sure how to describe the urge welling up within your breast. You could not say her name. You stood unmoving in the master bedroom for some time, but it did not appear anything else was going to happen. So you decided to head somewhere else. Wait, go see the stained glass. What happened if I call for the maid? I already went to see the stained glass window. Is there something there now? You returned to the room with the stained glass window. You had searched throughout the mansion, but had no luck finding the maid. You felt somewhat tired, though you were not quite sure whether it was physical exhaustion or otherwise. You had little interest in doing any more moving about. Taking a seat in one of the pews, you gazed up at the stained glass. Staring solemnly down back at you was the archangel said to weigh the souls of the deceased. Perhaps he was trying to weigh your soul. Call for the maid. Master, Master. There she is. Oh, there you are. Master. You can be quite the scare. After returning from the third door, you disappeared without a word. Oh my, it was I who disappeared. That is quite strange. I did not go anywhere as far as I'm aware. Nevertheless, I am glad to have found you. I would have been at complete loss for what to do if I had been separated from you yet again. I did indeed say that when you first arrived, that I've been waiting for you to return for a very long time. For centuries, as a matter of fact. Damn! That would make me a ghost, you say? Yes. I'm very much not a ghost. I wouldn't be able to hold your hand if I were. Saying this, the maid took your hand. It was cold enough to send a shudder down your spine and completely devoid of life. Though as chilling as it may have been, you still took comfort in the feeling of her hands in yours. The maid looked down at you with gentle eyes. After a few moments of silence, she sat down beside you. The stained glass is quite beautiful, is it not? Every time I see it, it brings tranquility to my heart. A dreadful, deep-rooted curse afflicts this mansion. However, this room is the one exception. Can you feel the purity that hangs in the air, Master? Wait, well, damn it. Can you feel the purity that hangs in the air, Master? Yes, what is it, Master? You are correct. What? Wait. Never mind, okay. You are correct. What? The stained glass window had been shattered and was not present in the time period of the previous tale. I wonder. Perhaps it's because the mansion we are in presently resides in a realm separate from the real world. Really? We are in a world constructed from a myriad of memories and histories. I am sure that when you regain your old self, Master, the mansion too shall be restored to its original state. So do try and remember, alright? Eh. Oh yes. Where did you go in my absence, Master? To the master bedroom. I I see. So you explored the mansion then. And did you find anything noteworthy? Memories? I am not quite sure what you mean. How particular, as a servant of this house, I pride myself in being aware of most everything present within these walls. I wonder whose memories they could be. Mine. The key to the master bedroom. Why did I throw away the key? I beg your pardon? You say a painting told you? Yes, a painting told me that you throw a key into it. You could see the perplexity on the maid's face. You have never seen her make such an expression before. I know nothing of any key, so you're not the her that threw the key into the painting. Oh, Master, you should not tell jokes meant to cause others discomfort. If you're not the she, that means there's another she in this mansion. But a talking painting, you say? You seem to have a rather vivid imagination. Maybe you can tell me the next tale, Master. Yeah, I'm only teasing. Now, that was a nice break, but we should get moving. The tale I'm about to show you is the last of the mansion's memories. I'm certain. Wait, is the last door? I'm certain you would remember yourself after seeing it. To our feet. The final door is not far. And please do not let go of my hand. Holding your hand, the maid led you to the far ends of the room. Crossing beneath the stained glass window, a metal door came into view. Our destination lies at the top of these stairs. There we will find one last door. She pushed open the metal door, revealing a long spiral staircase. Damn, here's bright. The art is amazing. It will be a bit of a walk, so let us be on our way. And please do watch your step. This is called an observation tower. Normally towers such as this were built in castles or churches, so it is rather strange for there to be one in a mansion. The last door I wish to show you, Master, resides at the top of this tower. Rectangular windows were carved out of the stone in several locations along the way up the spiral staircase. You attempted to peer out one of the windows, but all you could see was a thick layer of fog. Perhaps the maid's suggestion that the mansion did not presently reside in reality was in fact correct. With each step upward, you found yourself gripped by an indescribable sense of anxiety. The feeling somewhat resembled irritation or annoyance. Sensing this, the maid tightly gripped your hand. There is nothing to worry about, you will be fine. It is all in the past. No matter what may happen, so long as you do not let go of my hand, you have nothing to fear. You and the maid continue climbing the stairs. Up and up, round and round, marching ever nearer the supposed final door. High up into the tower as the light from below drew distant, a rotten wood door came into view. Patches of what appeared to be blood stained on the surface, and holes have been bored into the sharp objects. Bored into it with sharp objects of some sort. You heard a scream from far below where no one should have been. Kill the witch, kill the witch, kill the witch. Burn her, burn her, burn her. You were struck with fear the next moment the maid opened the door. One tragedy you can't bear is your own, so this is the true door then. And then we faded into nothingness. You slowly descended into darkness. The fourth door. Amazing how it doesn't say the final door. 1099. Wait, this is way back. It's like so far back. Set on a pot, set it on. And also pour water into it. Gather the pieces thereof into it. Every good piece, the tide and the shoulder. Fill it with... Hold on, I think I read that correctly. You can try to remember the past, but it is an absolute utter waste of time. Erase everything, all your sorrows, wipe them away or for a fistful of happiness. Allow me to show you that you have no need of the past. That wasn't there, I didn't read that. Okay, so it was right, they do alter the backlogs. Set on a pot, set it on, and also pour water into it. Gather the pieces thereof into it, even every good piece, the thigh and the shoulders. Fill it with the choice bones. Take the choice of flock and burn also the bones under it, and make it boil well, and let them seed the bones of it therein. Thus saith the Lord. Woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece. Let no lot fall upon it. The white-haired girl. Where is she? Where did she go? She came down this way, I'm sure of it. Find her. Find her. And burn her. Burn the witch. Burn the witch. Burn the witch, burn the witch, burn the witch. Burn her, burn her, burn her, burn her. Yeah, we got it. Then I will leave thee upon the land. I'll cast thee forth upon the open field, and will cause all the fowl of heaven to remain upon thee. And I will fill the beasts of the whole earth with thee. And I will lay thy flesh upon the mountains, and fill the valleys with thy height. I will also water with thy blood the land, where wherein thou swimmest, even the mountains, even to the mountains, and the rivers shall be full of thee. And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heavens and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. All the bright lights of heaven I will make the dark over thee, and the darkness upon thy land. This is a curse. Let me check the backlogs. Is she saying anything? No. I seem to have lost them. Now where am I? Where should I go from here? What am I to do? Darkness spread as far as the eye can see. Not a ray of light shines down upon me. All that strokes my cheeks are tendrils of darkness. Every passing day, every fading hour, my world is engulfed in ebony. There exists no kindness in this shadow, only solitude. I've lost track of how long I've been on the run. Wandering aimlessly lost, I'll arrive at this dark forest. I no longer have anywhere to go. O Father who art in heaven, I kneel to thee with my heart and ask for thee thy blessing. O Father who art in heaven, ask thee to shine thy light upon me and show me the way. Please have mercy upon my soul. O Father who art in heaven, I do love thee dearly, hallowed be thy name, by name. Please show me the way. May I be shunned and persecuted, and may I have no place to go, but nevertheless I am unable to give up on life, to cast aside my hope. O Father who art in heaven, please guide me unto salvation. O Father who art in heaven, please guide me. I can no longer remember when my life became not but running, when it became endless wandering in the dark. And now when I've reached the point where I've long since forgotten my hunger and thirst, my voice has become hoarse, my vision gone blurry, and my consciousness begun sinking into hazy morass. A hazy morass, but that mansion appeared before me, wrapped in a morning fog that seems to foretell rain. Oh, short hair! Oh my. The mansion comes into view like the world fading in after a dream. It doesn't appear as though anyone lives here. All the windows are either boarded up or shut, as if it's long since been abandoned. A tower which seems out of place in a personal residence stands tall beside the mansion. The whole building seems as though it could disappear with the fog. It has an unwelcoming presence, freezing me in my tracks. Backlog. Oh. X. O Father who art in heaven, please guide me unto art in heaven, please go. Something's happening. My heart, ask thy light. I ask thee to upon Hmm. 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 You can try to remember the past, but it's an absolute utter waste of time. Erase everything. Erase everything. All your sorrows. Wipe them away for a fistful of happiness. Allow me to show you that you have no need of the past. So someone is trying to erase my memory. And ooh, this is so cool. Easy Moras. So, oh my. It has an unwelcoming presence freezing me in my tracks. However, if this is where you have led me, then I shall follow your guidance. Having nowhere else to go, the mansion is my only salvation. The light that guides my way. And so I must have faith that no matter what I find, whether spirits or wild beasts dwell within these walls, that is where I will find peace. Is then I shall follow your guidance. If this is where you have led me, then I shall follow your guidance. The X. I wonder if this is like a code for anything. Like if I decipher the letters, it will give me a code. IF this where this is where you have AVELED. Okay, well, maybe it's not a code. Is anyone there? I guess it's abandoned. It is abandoned. It's funny because this is not X'd out, but if you go here, it's X'd out. It is abandoned. That makes sense. It would be more unusual for someone to be living in a house so deep in the woods, so far from civilization, like it's been forgotten to time. I can't imagine anyone spending the day as here. I place my hand on the front door. What if I can't get in? I very much doubt I'll find anywhere else to stay wandering around through the woods. If the door doesn't open, then I'll die out here in the forest. I've come to accept that much, but I'm not ready to forfeit my life as yet. Please open. The door is heavy, and though it seemed to protest my attempts to enter, it still opened much easier than I was expecting. I was worried over nothing. Enter the mansion. Looking in, I get the strangest impression. Light is being swallowed up into the mansion's depths. Rather than going inside, it feels as though I'm about to step outside the boundaries of this world. What is this mansion? Good lord. Something appeared in the backlogs. Looking in, the strangest impression, lights being swallowed up. Going inside, it feels as though I'm about to step outside the boundaries. Okay, so nothing. Ah, damn it. Hey! Okay. I was saying that the text didn't change. When I closed the door, it was so dark that I can't even tell where I'm walking. I wonder if the window's open. Though I managed to fumble my way over to a window, it tightly shut and the shutters are caked with rust. I'm probably not getting it open without a fight. If only I had some source of light. I can't see my hands waving in front of my face. I can't even see the hands waving in front of my face. It feels like the floor will fall out from under me and I'll sink into the eternal darkness if I don't watch my step. Fighting back that fear, I slowly walk forward, tracing the walls with my hand. There's a door at the end of a long corridor. I pull it open and a wisp of bone-chilling air brushes past me. It's too dark to see anything, but I can feel something different presence in this area than the rest of the house. Uneasiness grips me. Is anybody here? My voice simply disappears into the void. No response. As I am pushing forward through the freezing air, for a split second I spot a shimmer of light. Squinting my eyes, I'm able to make out a large window. Unlike the others, it is not shuttered, but overlaps by drapes. My chances are slim, I imagine, but if there's even a slight possibility of getting some light in here, it's worth a shot. So I pull open the drapes. Oh, it's you. The next moment, a faint but colorful light shines down on me. It's a stained glass window. From beyond the glass, I could hear the subtle pitter-patter of rain. I guess it's finally started. The different colors of light blend into a milky white. Dim but wondrous. It's gorgeous. Why would someone cover this up? It's beautiful. With a little more light it will be. Please do not touch the drapes. Or the windows. Suddenly I hear a voice, and I could sense someone else in the room. The man's voice is emotionless, neither deep nor high, okay? Before long, he comes into view, illuminated by a dull orange candlelight. Oh, hey, it's you. Why does the screen glitch there? Please do not touch the windows. Please do not touch the drapes. Or the windows. Michael. Hello, Michael. I'm sorry for coming uninvited. But, I did announce myself. The man stands there practically blending in with the darkness. Had he been there the whole time, he's staring straight at me. His gaze wavers slightly, but not enough for me to read anything in it. The candle in his hand and the light from the stained glass window are the only illumination in the room, neither of which are particularly bright. As a result, his outline is faint and blurred. He gives the impression that he might vanish entirely between blinks. My apologies, I assumed the house was abandoned. No, he doesn't look like he'll vanish. I suspect you would have preferred it to be abandoned. Not at all. Do you live in this mansion? Yes, I have for a very long time. I thought I had barred the front door, but it would seem that I left it open. What brings you here? If you're lost, I'm happy to give you directions. There's a village west of here. It should take you half a day on foot. If you are in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture. Trade it for food at the yeah, we heard it before. At the village and make your way into a larger town. Please allow me to stay here. Could you repeat that? I cannot go to the village. No, I cannot go anywhere. I am no longer able to freely return to any town. I am being hunted. You seem rather young to be a sinner. So you have transgressed. I am neither a thief nor an adulterer. If I bear any sins, then it has been with me since birth. I will do everything I can to stay out of your way. I simply ask that you grant me shelter until it all blows over. If you wish to know my transgression, I will tell you. So please do not throw me out. I see. And do you ask this of me aware of how people refer to this mansion? Pardon? It is said that a witch once lived in this house. And not just any witch, a cursed witch. This house has been tainted by her seething hatred, and all who dwells within it meet their demise. But you live here, don't you? Like her, I too am cursed. Huh? What kind of curse? The one thing I can tell you is that your life is in danger if you get involved with me. Should you approach my curse, I am likely to take your life. You'll kill me. Yes. So you do not belong here. To live with me in this mansion is to sentence yourself to death. No matter what path I choose, I very much doubt I have a future. And if that's the case, then I shall live how I want. I don't care what people say about you or this mansion. I wish to stay here. You might think I'm rather strange, but my heart tells me that I must stay here, that I was guided here. And hearing what you have to say only reinforced that. What are you scheming? I'm not scheming anything. I'm simply tired of running. So if your curse is going to kill me, then perhaps that's for the best. At the very least, you won't be hunting me. You won't try to flay me or tear off my arms or rip the flesh from my bones. And that's enough for me. If you have committed no sins, then why do they hunt you so fervently? I am accused of being a witch. Of course. Master, please wake up, return to me. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I am accused of being a witch. My lifeblood was your sustenance, your prosperity. Upon my blood did you build your lives. A sin so great it shall never be forgiven. And by my blood were your lives extinguished. This is my power granted unto me by God. My blood shall become a curse, bloating out the stars. I am the witch, Morgana. Now let us begin a tale. The beautiful finale to this world. So, this is Morgana talking to us. Damn, she's talking directly to us. My lifeblood was your sustenance, your prosperity. Upon my blood did you build your lives. A sin so great that it should never be forgiven. So somebody killed her and used her to bring prosperity or something, and now she wants vengeance. Ah, have you come too, Master? I apologize for sending you through the door without a warning. It must have given you quite the scare. But I beg for your forgiveness. I heard a terrible screaming from down the stairs, and I panicked. You say you saw the white-haired girl? I see. So you made it into the world beyond the door before me. I am deeply relieved that I was able to take your hand before losing sight of you. I presume you have already grown familiar with the atmosphere of this time period, Master. If you have seen her, as you said, then you should have a basic grasp of the situation. She was a very misfortunate girl in this era, accused of being a witch. I'm gonna guess her name is Morgana. Abused and persecuted. Her life was in constant danger. It was again her appearance that brought this upon her. That snow-white hair and those ruby-red eyes clearly differentiated her from everyone else. Oh, and I apologize. I neglected to mention that the door is unique. Yeah, that's for sure. As to what sets it apart, that will be made clear as we proceed. Though one difference is in the time period. The tales I have shown you began with that of the beautiful flaxen hair family, followed by the tale of the bloodthirsty beast, and then the tale of steel and ambition. Proceeding in chronological order, however, the door we have just entered takes us to the period now known as the Middle Ages, long, long before the other three tales. So we went back in time. Yes, that is correct. This is where it all began. The mansion curse, the truth of the witch, and your identity. No. The mansion has already been cursed. Michael said that the mansion has always been cursed before that. So that's a lie. And your identity. All of this. There was rumors of that mansion being cursed before. That what Michael said. All of this should be known. Wait, unless I'm misremembering. If after this tale you are unable to reclaim your old self, then there's nothing more I can do. This door contains the last tale I'm able to tell you. So I ask of you, please do not let go of my hand until it's all over. Now then, let us begin this beautiful tragic love story of two solitary souls trapped in a mansion of darkness. Hold on. Ready, growing familiar with the atmosphere? I am the witch Morgana. Now let us begin a tale, the beautiful finale to this world. Souls trapped in this mansion of darkness. In that era, the mansion was a dungeon draped in darkness. Go on. There we go, another one. In that era, the mansion, yep. You, having been trapped in a perpetual darkness, found light in the same house where I withered away. That light was bestowed upon you by a certain woman, was it not? Leave everything to me, my dear. I promise I shall make this into the most beautiful tale. Yes, I am giving you special treatment, a rare act of kindness from me, of warmth. You do not wish her to know the truth, and I can make better use of her like this. So if it's to both of our benefits to rewrite the woman you love. I don't trust you for a minute. You're trying to rewrite my mind. Rewrite the woman you love. You're trying to manipulate the maid or the white-haired girl. I don't know which one is which. I don't... The woman you love. I don't know who is that. After a great deal of time on the run, the white-haired girl found herself at a remote mansion that stood in a dark, overgrown forest. All the windows were either boarded or shuttered, and it was even darker inside the house than out. Not even a ray of moonlight could enter those walls. Only naturally, the white-haired girl had assumed that nobody lived there. But her guess was incorrect. Someone did indeed dwell in the house. It was a young man named Michael. Though he could not make out the details of his face in the candlelight, she thought him very handsome. She thought him a very handsome man. Okay. However, he proclaimed to her that a witch resided within the mansion and that he too was cursed. What do you mean? I promise I should make this into the most beautifully. That you're rewriting my brain. So, is what I'm reading false? Is this not what happened? If you're rewriting the story, rewriting my memories of the woman I love. Everyone who got close to him lost their lives. Do you think that what he told her was all nonsense? All a lie devised to chase her out of the house. The truth of the matter shall come to light in time. So we have two separate stories going on. This main story and the one that the witch is trying to talk to us. Despite Michael's assertion, the white-haired girl decided that she would take up residence within the mansion. This era's white-haired girl was younger than the others. She was still in her early teens, young enough to be seen as still a child. Well, she was neither as self-centered nor irresponsible as you might expect someone her age. She was very delicate and reserved, and acted with a great deal of modesty and restraint. We just transition, which means no, there isn't. Wait, what? A lie devised to chase? No. I can make it better. You do not wish her to know the truth, and I can make it better, and I can make better use of her like this. So, to both of our benefits, to rewrite the woman you love. I don't trust you. The accusations of her being a criminal and a sinner were grossly inappropriate. Nevertheless, she was still chased from her home, barely managing to flee the mansion with her life. Now the white-haired girl thought it would be rude to simply take up space in the mansion, so she chased down the master, Michael, and asked, is there anything I can do to help? I'll clean or cook or do anything, just let me know. I want to repay you for allowing me to stay here. You need not feel in debt to me. The weight of that obligation will only turn into disdain. But I can stay here and do nothing. Do whatever you like. As long as you do not enter my room. That is all I ask of you. He said emotionally, turning away and walking off. Michael was not, I believe, spurring her, he was merely disinterested. He did not treat her disrespectfully, nor did he seem adverse to her presence. Words simply did not seem to affect him at all. Not only was the mansion a prison for his body was also a prison ensnaring his heart. I should still do whatever I can. Nothing. You're still here? Yes, you're still here. Okay. Okay, back to the story. But she did not let that get her down. In fact, she might have even interpreted his disinterest and kindness. Wait, what? Oh, I actually need to go in the backlog this time. She might have even interpreted his disinterest as kindness, okay. It's a good thing they didn't start to glitch this out, because if they did, I would have been screwed. Though he was a bit standoffish, he did not attempt to cause her harm. He was nothing like the people who had accused her of being a witch and forced her to flee for her life. And she was deeply grateful for that. Transitioning, which means that there could be something else in here. Let's look. Nope, nothing. Okay. Thus began their quiet life together. Michael, who avoided contact with others, and the white-haired girl, who had taken a great deal of abuse from others. Two people who knew hardly anything about one another, who were too distant to really be said to be living together. Michael spent most of his days in this chamber, so they only ever saw each other occasionally, and they hardly ever spoke. Though they stayed in the same house, they both still lived solitary lives, so, I mean, that's normal. That's kinda like my life. Nonetheless, the white-haired girl wanted to get to know Michael better. No, that's annoying. You should never do that. You should never get to know somebody who wants to be alone. They just want to be alone. She wanted to know why he called himself cursed. Why he lived alone in this dark mansion. How many days, how many years he had spent here in solitude. And while she waited for the opportunity, he also started doing things around the house. She also started doing things around the house. Library. The first project she set out to take care of was cleaning. As the windows were all firmly shut, her only source of light was candles. For whatever reason, there was a great deal of candles stored in the cellar. She wondered where on earth he had acquired so many, but she never found the opportunity to ask him. It was difficult to even see all the dust and cobwebs, to even see all the dust and cobwebs with only candlelight. And considering the poor air flowed through the house, she was afraid her efforts are going to be in vain. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay, never mind. Still, she persisted, sweeping and wiping things down, one room at a time. Eventually, she made her way to the library. The dust that had settled there was much heavier than any other room. With each breath, she had to fight back coughs. It was not a room one would normally be comfortable spending much time in, but the sight of so many bulky volumes lining the shelves sent her heart aflutter with delight. There, books, incredible, real books. Alright, in this era, like, books were rare, like a really rare or something. The white-haired girl had never seen a book before. She had heard people describe them, but that was the first time she had ever seen one for herself. Parchment was a very valuable commodity in that era. It was something monks or scholarly priests made use of, and not a material one could easily acquire without some degree of social rank. Books were not printed with machines, but copied by hand, like the Bible. A single volume took an incredible amount of work to create. Even the process of binding was an art. Standing before a shelf, she stared intently at the spine. Sorry. She stared intently at the spines. There's so much dust. Does he not read any of them? Just a peek. Just a tiny little peek. She said, making excuses to the empty room as she reached her hand towards one of the books. The tome that caught her eye was on the upper shelf. It bore a gorgeous jade embossing and looked like it belonged in a treasure chest. Almost. Though she tended to act older than her age, the white-haired girl was still in early teens and not especially tall. Get a chair or something. Even standing tiptoed, it was still... Get a chair. It was still barely within reach. Yeah, at long last her slender fingers made contact with the spine, and she began to pull the book towards her. The library had sat abandoned for some time, causing the covers to stick together. So when she attempted to pull one out, several others tilted with it. And then... crash. Almost all the books on the shelves came avalanching down onto her. Ow. The white-haired girl groaned, buried under a mountain of parchment. She hoped that she had not damaged any of her host's valuable collection, for the mess was enough a setback already in her attempt to express her gratitude. Looking around, she saw one volume that was almost torn in half. I haven't checked the backlog in a while. Forza. Chesapeake. Impulse Rain. Yeah, nothing. You've been awfully quiet. You've been really quiet. Which... Looking around, she saw that one volume was almost torn in half. She did not know whether it was in that condition before, or if it had happened in the fall. But nonetheless, she felt horribly guilty. Sitting there unable to get back on her feet, tears began welling in her eyes, really. Then suddenly a shadow fell over the dejected girl. It took a book in its hands and returned it to the shelf. For a brief moment, the shadow's hand reached hesitantly towards the whited girl and then changed course towards another book. Michael. Ah, it was Michael. There was a hint of perplexity in his otherwise emotionless eyes. Perhaps he had heard a noise and came to see what had caused it. I'm sorry, your books, What were you doing? I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to make a mess. I didn't mean to damage such precious books. There's no need to panic. I'm sorry. You make it sound as though I am demolishing you. What? Did you want to read a book? I do, but that's not what I originally came here to clean. Clean. Yes, I felt guilty for simply being idle. I did say you could do as you please, but you have no responsibility to clean anything. I just ended up making a bigger mess anyways. I'm so... There we go. Because this part changed for itself, I needed to check. God, did she... It's only when Michael's there this thing starts happening. I noticed that. If it's only the white-haired girl, this blanking out does not happen, but when Michael's there, it starts happening. You needn't apologize. Okay. If you want to read, help yourself to any of the books. But I don't know how to read. I just thought the cover was pretty, so I wanted to hold it. You're free to use them however you wish. If looking at them is enough for you, by all means. These are all your books, aren't they? They are. That's incredible you have so many. It must have taken you a long time to acquire them all. 1 per month. What? My family sent me... You have a family? Who's still alive? Damn, that's different from every single novel that I read, where the protagonist doesn't have a family. My family sends me one every month. Every month? The white-haired girl turned her gaze back towards the shelf, squinting her eyes and beginning to count. When she finished, she was in awe. There was an excess of 100 books on the shelf, which meant that he had lived here in solitude for many years. Oh, I guess that's one way to determine it. How much time has passed. She was at a loss for words. Their dull tomes, dreadfully inoffensive and not even interesting enough to waste a few hours with. Decoration is all they're good for. I see. If you can put them to some use, then perhaps my having them won't be entirely meaningless anymore. Backlogs. Decoration is all they're good for. Wait. These dialogues aren't scrambled. Everyone, what? These are all... You're free to blah blah blank 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 blank. They are... How to read it. If you want to blank 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 to any of these books. making a... Anyways, I did so you could... I thought something happened. Or did I miss something? I don't know if I did. If you can put them to some use, then perhaps my having them won't be entirely meaningless anymore. I'm going to return to my room. I don't feel obligated to clean up. Don't feel obligated to clean up. Just a minute. Was there something else? Could you tell me your name, Michael? I just realized I never asked your name. It's Michael. Not knowing what to call you will make conversations awkward. You need... Can you tell me your blank? Something changed. Because those texts move by themselves, I always check back here. See if anything changed. Could you tell me your blank? I want to do. Michael. Michael, like the Archangel. What? Oh right, there's an Archangel named Michael. I didn't realize that. The name suits you quite well. It suits me. It does, although it's difficult to see you in the dark. You seem to be a very handsome man befitting of your name. I beg to differ. Giving me his name is the highest form of mockery. I expect the real Archangel is probably rather annoyed by it. I don't know. I think it's a wonderful name. And you're... Oh! Right, we're gonna... No, never mind. Oh, my name. It's like the Archangel... Michael Blank. Any compliments, I think, is a wonderful name. Any compliment made towards his name is blanked out. Oh, my name. My name is... Wait. No, wait, hold on. Okay, we did that. You were that person in the other story. Giselle. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing correctly. Oh, we finally got our name. It's Giselle. Giselle. Please call me Giselle. Backlog. My name is Blank. Please call me Blank. I don't know, man. Seemed kinda sus. Oh, thank goodness. For what? That I was able to get your name and talk to you for a little bit. We haven't seen much of each other since I first arrived, so I'm glad that I got to hear your voice. So very glad. You gain nothing by speaking to me. You have no responsibility to do so, and there is no need for you to feel joy about it. I'm not pleased out of some sense of responsibility or necessity. It's just as depressing not being able to have a conversation with someone living in the same house. I was not. In the same house, You do not understand me at all. Yeah, Giselle, you don't understand. We lonely people. As I said on that first day, my curse will one day kill you. But I'm still alive, aren't I? You're wel- you're welcome to believe that I'm lying, or that I am merely out of my mind. But it will be too late when you realize the truth. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Even if I do die because of your curse, I promise I won't hold a grudge. Hold a grudge. You're realizing the truth. Blank, blank, blank. Ah, that's still blank. Could you possibly could you possibly be keeping away from me out of concern? No, I simply have no interest in interacting with anyone. I wouldn't like to interact with you. Wait, wrong words. I would like to interact with you. If you don't mind, that is. As I told you, you have nothing to gain from that. I have nothing, not even words to give you. My body is but a shell. Even even if I were not cursed, my presence will go. Do not be, but because you discomfort. What? My presence would do not, but cause you discomfort. Okay. I don't think that's true. I don't believe that there's anyone in this world with absolutely nothing. There's plenty inside you. You simply haven't noticed it yet. And not all of it will only cause others pain either. If you truly believe, wait, if you truly believe those words, then you are a fool-hearted girl. How can you trust someone you only just met? For the matter, how do you not resent everyone? Resent them? I can take a guess as to why people call you a witch, and why you cannot flee all the way to, and why you had to flee all the way to this mansion. Your white hair and red eyes, just like yours, by the way. That's abnormal, seemingly inhuman appearance drew their condemnation. And I think of any number of reasons they might have started treating you less than human. Perhaps people around you experienced misfortune, or perhaps there was a natural disaster, a famine, a plague, some kind of external phenomenon. And you were their scapegoat. Yes, you are by and large correct. Then that would make me as unworthy of your trust as anyone else. I make no claim to having your interests in mind. Goodbye. If you don't mind, could you teach me how to read sometime? Did you listen to anything I said? I listened, yes. I have no intention of idolizing you. I don't expect you to do anything for me, and I don't wish to burden you in any way. I simply wish to be allowed to be at your side. It does not matter to me what kind of person you may be. That is all I want. I apologize for keeping you. Please consider it if it's not too much trouble. As the master of the house, Michael made his way out of the library. He appeared to be slightly rattled. Perhaps the white-haired girl's determination had ignited something in his chained heart. Or perhaps it was something else. She stared towards the darkness into which Michael had disappeared. Then she carefully wrapped her arms around the jaded Ambrose's tome a soft smile spreading across her lips. He's a decent man, I'm sure of it. We're alike, he and I. Bergorgs! He's a decent man. He is alike, he and I. Anything good to be said about Michael was blanked out. And thus began to blossom within her face as a faint sense of fellowship, as someone who also knew solitude. Transitioning. Oh, it is a transition. That means we're gonna get a new dialogue. Okay. Thoughts began to blossom within her a faint sense of fellowship, and as someone who knew fellowship. Solitude. Nothing. Really? Nothing? Nothing up here? Oh, okay. No. It had been about a week since the white-haired girl had taken up residence in the mansion. Staying in that house, deprived of light, was, I imagine, a very claustrophobic experience. To everyone blessed enough to have sunlight as a part of their everyday lives, it would have been unbearable. But for her, the mansion, with its prison walls and lack of either illumination or recreation, not recreation or recreation, it was the only place she could find respite. She and Michael continued to be distant, however. He spent most of his time in his chambers, which he had explicitly told the white-haired girl to stay out of, leaving her unable to close that gap. Nonetheless, on the occasions they did cross paths in the hallway, their eyes would meet, if but briefly. It was never for more than a few seconds. Whenever she saw him, he made a point of giving him... Wait, what? Oh, I misread it. Whenever she saw him, she made a point of giving him a little smile. He never said anything, but still, when she had first arrived, he would not even have met her gaze. He seemed to be taking more and more notice of her. Damn it. I keep wanting to find something. Nothing. Oh, we're in the cellar. One day the white-haired girl stood in the cellar, a frown on her face. Well, this is troubling. I can't go down to the village, but if we don't do something soon... The cellar was where the food was stored, an assortment of non-perishables and dry foods, smoked meat and cheese. Her daily meals were taken from the supplies here. However, the stockpile was beginning to grow quite small. Were she not on the run, she could have gone to the village and procured more. Or perhaps perhaps were she a little tougher, she could have captured a wild animal for its meat. Heh. But master... I mean, the maid's talking to us, so I am assuming the witch was also talking to us. But master, you know, a young delicate thing like her was hardly up to the task of hunting for food. How does he normally get his supplies, I wonder? From there, other questions about Michael started to raise in her mind. No matter how lifeless he seemed, surely he still had to eat, right? The white-haired girl nodded and then made her way out of the cellar, intending to head for his bedchamber. Are you mad? He told you not to go there. Ah, but on her way there, she spotted him standing by the entrance, staring motionless at the door lit by a single candle. He appeared to be waiting for something. Hey, may I ask you a question? Go on. I was just down in the cellar and I noticed we were running low on food. Do you normally go down to the village to restock? I haven't been outside in 10 years. Damn. Then how do you... What if I told you I don't eat? What? That I am not of this world, and as such I have no need of sustenance. Down, nose running down, outside help. Nothing, damn it. What would you think of that? That sounds very, economical? If you can survive without having to eat, that's one less thing to worry about. Sure. If it were possible, I'd like to have that ability too. It would seem trying to frighten you is a waste of... Were you trying to frighten her? Was a waste of time. Huh? What? Was I supposed to be afraid? Never mind. It doesn't matter. You asked about the food in the cellar. It's getting to be around that time. Wait and you'll find out. What do you... It's here. Oh? If you want to know where my supplies come from, open the door. But, I'm in hiding. There's no one at the door anymore. The knock is nothing more than a signal. A signal. The white-haired girl turned towards Michael to press him for more information, but he averted his gaze. Find the answer yourself, he seemed to be saying. She took several moments to gather her will and then marched over to the door. So bright. The sunlight which she had not seen in some time was so bright it seemed to burn her eyes. Though the sun itself has not gotten any brighter, she had simply spent so much time in the dark, her eyes were no longer accustomed to that much light. The color of her eyes made them quite sensitive to light already, so when she stepped outside, her whole world went bone white. When the white-haired girl stood motionless for 10, perhaps even 15 seconds, and when her eyes had finally adjusted to the light... What is this? She noticed a crate underground at her feet. Hold on. Log check. Nothing. Damn it. She turned her head back to ask Michael about the box, but the mansion was so dark it appeared to be wholly severed from the outside world. From where she stood, she was unable to distinguish Michael from the shadows. A pang of nervousness struck her. She wanted to return to that darkness as quickly as possible. The white-haired girl had come to yearn for that world without light, more than the one with light. The crate was fairly hefty. The slightly built girl had considerable difficulty bringing it into the house, but eventually she did manage to through the front door. And then everything went dark once more, except for the faint flicker of a candlelight floating in the air. You can leave it there. I'll take care of the rest. What? Without a word, Michael approached her and the box, drawing a knife that he had evidently kept hidden somewhere on his person. With it, he cut through the ropes that bound the box. Go on, open it up. At his insistence, she placed her hand upon the lid. She had no idea what lay inside this unexpected delivery. Whoever had brought it was already long gone. Staring at the strange box, she was racked with nervousness, however. What she found when she pushed aside the lid was completely ordinary food. It's something amusing. It was just rather anticlimactic. Hera was worried about what might be inside. We were just talking about the supplies in the cellar. So we were. It completely slipped my mind. This should last us for some time. It's all preserved just like what's in the cellar. But I don't understand. Who would deliver all this to you? There should be a book in there as well. His parents, probably. What? Oh, there it is. In the library, he said that his family sent him one book a month. Does that mean this box came from them? If so, why did the person who delivered this leave without speaking to him? What happened between him and his family? Is he here because they wanted him here? Or because he chose to be here? Take the book to the library, please. I will bring the rest of the supplies to the cellar. But it's a big box. I'm sure you could use some help carrying it. That won't be necessary. Take the book and go. But fine, then stay here. I take care of everything. I will take care of everything. Wait, hold on, please. What is it? You don't have to answer this, if you don't want to. And, I'm not trying to pry, but I can't help but be curious. Say what you have to say, please. I was wondering if you could tell me why you live here in this mansion. Why did whoever delivered this box leave before you even opened the door? Could you perhaps be imprisoned here? Silence. I told you this the very first day. I am cursed. It's only natural for a cursed man to live in a cursed house. Yes, but that's such a vague answer. I don't understand why you're in the situation you are. I don't know how you feel about it. Damn it, nothing. I should be expecting nothing. Until something revolutionary happens. I don't know how you feel about it. There's so much I don't know. And I'm not even sure if your curse actually exists. I see. That's a perfectly reasonable doubt from your point of view. Having been branded a witch because of your appearance, it would make sense that you would think that my curse might be fabricated, or perhaps a metaphor for something else. Alright then. Come with me. What? I'll show you my curse. So it's not metaphorical. As he turned on his heel, the white-haired girl caught a glimpse of what appeared to be a smirk on his face, like the whole thing was some type of sick joke. That smile carved into his mask was far colder than any look of annoyance or rejection. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. But despite the twinge of nervousness, she still followed after Michael. As much as he might have stood out in a crowd with such height and long hair, his presence was almost entirely eroded away by the darkness. She felt that he could simply fade away into nothingness at any moment. Many things are buried here. Huh? Mice, insects, wild cats, and dogs. Have you ever thought it strange how little life there seems to be around this mansion? You're right, I haven't seen a single creature since I arrived. The only sounds you can hear is the wind blowing. Now that you mention it, it did seem particular. They were all killed by me, or rather, they lost their lives because of me. You have your answer now. Backlogs. Nothing. I'll show you my curse. Oh. A butterfly fluttered its way into the ruined garden, dancing up and down through the air. Michael held out a finger before him, and the butterfly, mistaking it for a branch, drifted down upon it to rest its wing. Had the scene stopped there, it would have been a picturesque moment. All that comes in contact with me loses its life. What? My skin, the breath I exhale, my flesh and blood. It's poison to all life. But the butterfly movements began to slow. It spread its wings in one last futile attempt to fight gravity. And then, without warning, it shriveled up into a dry husk. It's dead. All dried up and lifeless. Oh, that's the butterfly. It's been dead for days. It's like his finger drained all the life out of it. This is his curse. Is that even possible? But I saw it with my own eyes. If this is his curse, though, it explains much. There are more than just insects and animal corpses buried here too. Servants who came to visit me long ago. Oh, are here beneath the ground, under our very feet. That's why the servant leaves before I open the door. Should he touch me, should he get near me, his very life is in danger. No one is interested enough in seeing me to take that risk. no one will have anything to do with me. Nary a soul even wish to see my face. Now you understand what I meant when I said I would eventually kill you. So that's why you have never once touched me. When I knocked the books down in the library, you didn't offer your hand to help me up. And only one of us ever made contact with the box at the entrance at a time. When I offered to help you carry it, you refused, because you didn't want your finger to accidentally brush against mine. My actions were not out of concern for you. I simply dislike people. Others' interests mean nothing to me. It sounds like a witch thing to say. What an odd face you're making. Do you not believe my curse is real? No, I do. It's certainly irrational, inexplicable, unbelievable. But you showed me more than enough evidence. And I don't believe you're lying to me right now either. In which case, you now understand how dangerous it is to be near me. You said that if you left, you would be killed. But it's been some time since then. If you're careful to cover your tracks, you could make your escape. You do not belong here. He was telling me the truth about being cursed. What a cruel burden to have to bear. I can't imagine just how much he's given up on. How many lives he inadvertently taken. And how he must have felt every time it happened. How much pain that loneliness must have given him. How much despair he must carry in his heart. How much sorrow must be weighing down on him. So, no, I will not leave. I will stay here with you. Leave this place. No, I will not. Why? Why do you insist upon remaining in this house after learning what I can do? You have no reason to stay. Tell me then, why do you try to drive me out? If you don't care for others as you say, if you're not concerned about anyone else, then why does that matter? Then what does it matter what I do? What does it matter if I die to your curse? You're a very kind-hearted man. You've been watching out for me since the day I arrived, doing whatever you can to not inadvertently kill me, to not afflict me with your curse. No. Here's what I think. No one is capable of showing genuine care for others No one capable of showing genuine care for others can honestly truly dislike all people. They can possibly be indifferent. No, that day we met before the stained glass window, you heard me out, you listened to my plight. You didn't try to chase me out. That day I thought you to be a good person, and I still believe that. Oh, he's mad. I simply assumed you would leave on your own when it was safe. I never thought you would be so foolish. As to want to stay in a house like this, with a man like me. How does that make me foolish? Do you not value your life? Are you not afraid of death? Do you not find me unpleasant? The thing I fear most is loneliness. Nothing? Okay. You're probably right that by now I could safely sneak away, get myself somewhere far from here. But even if I did, I would inevitably find myself in the same situation. The only way I can avoid that fate is to stay away from everyone. To live in solitude with no one to talk to. I know you understand how that feels. It terrifies me. I'm afraid of having to spend day after day with no one to talk to, no one to share my experience, my thoughts, my feelings with. Hold on. Yeah, record. If that's what's await me out there, then I want to live with you. I want you to be an essential part of my life. Impossible. Please, don't chase me out. You are a cruel girl. Never again I will allow myself to get close to someone, only to watch them die. Never again. My mother was the first to die. It happened shortly after my birth. Next was my wet nurse. 2 deaths could be considered a coincidence. Lies, because this part is now cleaved off. These are lies. 2 deaths, that's what I'm considering the glitching in the wording means, that all of this is lies. But as the number rose, it became clear that I was cursed, and I was forbidden from making contact with anyone, even at my home. Regardless, being in the same house, accidents will happen. Numerous people lost their lives, attendants unfamiliar with me, or those who simply brush up against me by mistake. I can't take it any longer, so you choose to move here, to this remote mansion, to keep yourself away from your family. You weren't in prison here, you elected to live alone, so you won't hurt anyone. For better or worse, I was born into a noble house. So rather than abandon me, they provided me the means to live out of sight. I will be very careful. I will do everything I can to ensure no accidents occur, to keep you from being alone again. I will not, for any reason, touch you. You have my promise. Your curse takes the life of anything you touch. If you've been here for a while and death has not befallen me yet, I've been here for a while and death has not befallen me yet. As long as I do not touch you, there shouldn't be a problem. Also, and I apologize if this is simply me reading too much into things, but I feel like we're 2 of a kind. This part is not glitched out, but all of this is. I fear being utterly alone more than anything. And I think you understand just how scary that is. So, why are you so stubbornly insistent on it being me? I'm sure there's someone else out there. Someone you're meant to be with. You may not have found them yet, but I believe someone like you eventually will. Because unlike me, you still have the vigor to press forward. It has to be you, I'm certain of it. Why? Because well, you can't tell me. No, I can't, please don't get upset with me. I think I might really, really love you. Aw, I didn't get to check the backlogs. I'm gonna check the backlogs as soon as it appears. As soon as it appears. Backlogs. Damn it. Nothing. No, 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 no. His was a power that invoked images of His was a power that evoked images of witches or demons, the unclean and impure. A mere touch was all it took for him to strip man and beast alike of his life. God has quite a cruel streak to bestow such power upon such a beautiful young man. And a strange power it was indeed, like something out of a fairy tale. Like something confined to words upon the page, it seems otherworldly, unbelievable. Nonetheless, as he had demonstrated to the white-haired girl, his particular powers were indeed real. That said, the world has its fair share of oddities. It just so happens that those curiosities tend to remain hidden away, known to only a few. Although you have laid eyes upon a number of those unusual phenomenons yourself, Master. The doors to the past through which we have passed. This very mansion. As a matter of fact, the two of us. Now, as you just saw, the white-haired girl found herself enraptured with this man and his accursed power. How do you think Michael acted in response to her proclamation? He has spent so long refusing to interact with others, no, unable to interact with them. As such, he was unsure how to respond. After standing there expressionless for a few moments, he muttered, "I'll consider it." And with that, he returned to his chambers. While he was not someone who wore his heart on his sleeve, I personally do not believe he was completely devoid of emotions. He had completely forgotten how to express them in his extended solitude. So I think he was, in that moment, in a state of complete panic. She had, after all, just assaulted him with a stream of incomprehensible declarations that, knowing the truth, she still wished to remain in the mansion, and that, knowing the truth, she loved him. The love she had declared for Michael was not a fleeting puppy love. There was genuine tenderness and warmth in her words. But he had gone through his life shunned, feared, and pushed away. To him, that was normal. He had never given anyone reason to have any fondness for him. So he found himself utterly unsure how to take the affection she was showing. Of course, he was not the only one rattled by the whole affair. Oh dear. Several days had passed since Michael had asked for time to think. He had still yet to show himself again. This is all my fault. The white-haired girl paced anxiously through the halls on the off chance she might run into him. As per his request, though, she kept her distance from his chambers. Nevertheless, she was beginning to worry about the fact that he had secluded himself away for so long. So she woke up her courage and made her way to his room, which he told you not to go. Also, I'm noticing that the white-haired girl name did not change. It's still the white-haired girl, and not Giselle. So that was a lie. Her name is not Giselle. Probably, maybe. What if he doesn't want to see me ever again? I then consider I might be overlapping my bounds before opening my mouth. Every step she took was slow and laborious. Her mind raced with worry and doubt. I should at least tell him I'm sorry, rather than out of a desire to know how he felt. She was compelled by guilt and desire to apologize. After walking for some time, she arrived at the door, sitting in an utterly unlit hallway. She drew in a breath of musty air and let it out, repeating the process several times. Next, she reached her hand up to knock on the door, then pull it back, also doing this a number of times. Yeah. Oh, how adorable she was. I wanted nothing more than to give her a little nudge. After all, she was too sweet a girl for her worries to be anything but misplaced. Huh. So that bastard actually did it.